What's up, guys? So before I get to it, of course, shout out to Dalboon for helping me speed up this review. So here we go. Campus here with Dre Archer, 92 overall, long fast style, 5'8", 99 speed, 97 agility, 92 ball carry, 99 juke, 61 truck, 94 carry, 99 excel, and 98 elusiveness. Also has a very surprising 72 strength, an 86 catch, and obviously he is not a power back with a 61 truck and a 54 stiff arm. Now before we get to the review, I want to let you guys know that I did play 8 games with him, and I did win all 8 games. So right now I'm guaranteed a playoff spot, and I'm going to stop it right there with Dre Archer. I'm not going to go into the playoffs with him, and I'll tell you why. First of all, 8 games is more than enough to see what a guy can do. You know, that's pretty much a full season in most cases. I did abuse him, in all 8 games, so I definitely got enough plays to see what he can do. Now the reason I'm stopping is because it's more of like a selfish reason. My goal has always been to try to win 50 games in a row, and I feel that, the way Dre Archer was playing. Wait, where's it at? Oh, there it is. All right, the way Dre Archer is playing, he almost cost me 3 of those games because he was just completely underperforming for me, and it completely got to the point where I had to sub him out and bring him back AP, and my defense definitely stepped up in those games. He'll bail me out. So I feel that right now we're at 32. Right now I'm so close, well, not close, but closer to getting that 50 mark, and I feel Dre Archer is just gonna mess it up for me if I just take him to the playoffs. So like I said, 8 games is more than enough. This is a bit of a selfish reason, but trust me guys, I got more than enough footage. But anyways, man, enough of that. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So like I said at the start of the video, he was just not consistent with me. I could not get the spins and jukes on a consistent level. Now of course, I'm not saying that it was impossible. As you can see here, he definitely got a few spins here and there, got a few jukes here and there, but for some reason I just could not get it going consistently. And it got to the point where I was thinking like maybe it was my fault. So I would sub in like AP and David Johnson and try to juke and spin with them, and they were doing just perfectly, like they always do. So I don't know what it is. Honestly, my theory is possibly, maybe it's because he's 5'8" and doesn't cover as much ground when he jukes and spins, which you'll see later on, which I want to get into more details about it. But anyways, like I was saying, I'm not saying it's impossible. As you can see here, he definitely will have his moments, but just not what I thought it was going to be. And of course, his hands, don't worry about his hands. Actually, one of the better receivers in traffic, as you can see right here. But of course, do not throw deep. I did that. I threw like 4 picks because of that. The corners would just completely jump over him because he's only 5'8". So do not throw it deep, just stick to drags and slants and whatnot. And this right here took I think like 9 or 10 hit sticks. Did fumble once, and yes, also disclaimer, I do have a 90 overall ground and pound, so I guess I gotta do that for every video now with every running back. I gotta say that. This right here was that 1 fumble, but you know what, 1 fumble out of like 10 hit sticks from these big time linebackers was fine with me. And this is what I'm talking about here. I'm going to show you every failed spin, every failed juke, every going down the first hit. Of course, there are not going to be any trucking highlights, no stiff arm highlights. That's pretty obvious. I could not get that going either, which is not much of a surprise. In fact, sometimes when I did try to truck and stiff arm, I ended up getting hit sticked. So that definitely steered me away from trying to truck with Dre Archer. But as you can see here, man, I don't know what it was, man. I'm not doing anything different. I'm not trying out like any kind of new moves or anything. I'm stiff arming. I'm juking and spinning the way I usually do. And look at that. Normally Peterson and David Johnson would have made that guy miss, but Dre Archer just couldn't do it. So like I said, man, if you guys pick him up, I hope you have more success. I hope that he doesn't play this bad for you. But anyways, guys, even though he did play this bad, for me there is one thing that did stick out, that they did pretty well, and it's not much of a surprise. It's this right here, his 99 speed and 99 excel. If he goes completely untouched and you get really good blocks, that right there was the one and only broken tackle he got out of all those games. But anyway, like I was saying, if he goes completely untouched and you get really good blocking, you are not going to get caught. There's no way you're going to catch 99 speed. I will give him that. That's probably the only bright spot from his game that I saw. So if you want to bounce to the outside, halfback tosses are pretty much the way to go with Dre Archer, because running up the middle, I did break a few big runs up the middle, but that's a lot harder to do. Like right here, only do it if you got like a lot of room, like a big gap to run through. So anyways, guys, like I said, if you pick him up, let me know how he plays for you. I'm hoping that I am just like that one exception. I hope he does not play this bad for everybody, but he's definitely not going for much. I think it's like 60K, so he's definitely a decent price if you do want to try him out yourself. But anyways, if you do break off a big run, there's no way anyone's going to catch you. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this review. My final thoughts: do I think he's worth 62,000? Honestly, I'm a little surprised he's going for that little. You would assume a guy who's this fast and everything would be going for like 170, 180, but I actually believe that he is worth about 50 to 60,000. So if you want him, 62 is not that bad of a price. Hopefully, he plays better for you than he did for me. I definitely do not think he's top 5 or top 10, but that's just my opinion. So that's going to wrap this up, guys. And my next review on offense is going to be this Terrence Williams. And let me just tell you right now, this guy has been the complete opposite. Just phenomenal catching everything, aggressive catching everything. So far, I've only played like 3 games with him. He's been targeted like 8 times. 0 drop passes, man, and all these passes have been aggressive catching across the middle, getting flipped upside down and still holding on to it. So, and also what's very interesting is that his salary cap value is a 74, and so is that position hero AP, also 74. So obviously the guys at EA think that these two guys are worth the same, so I can definitely see why. This guy is phenomenal. But anyways, that's gonna wrap this up, man. I'll see y'all boys with that review. Peace.